Speaking of what
the
we do
Guardians
in the game,
last night.
Yeah, Clase.
So a couple of things. Clase came in, looked horrible in the ninth. They blew the
Karinchak
save.
looked horrible too.
After Karinchak did, I'll tell you this: the entire bullpen, and even the starter, who went 4 innings without his ridiculous pitch count, everybody looked good. And for some reason, I think the reason is the Royals hit him earlier in this series. He got out of it, but it was shaky, and they hit him, and they hit him hard. And my fear is, because I've been waiting for this to happen with him, because he's been Jose Mesa-like in 97.
Yeah.
My fear all year has been he can't carry this for 162 games in the postseason.
Everybody has a
unless
slump.
you're Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm nervous. And I know that you guys are going to look at me like, of course you're going to say that now because he lost the game.
Yeah.
When he threw 10 of his first 11 pitches were balls, I'm sorry. I don't know who you're going to go to. But it's not. I got to get him out of there.
Take him out.
I know you don't. I know you can't. And it's not hindsight. After the second walk to start the inning, I was saying the same thing I was saying when Hentges did it the other night.
Yeah.
Get him out of there.
Yeah, but
he's
this guy,
struggling to find it. Get him out.
It was amazing. I understand what you're saying, and with other pitchers, I would have done it. Not with this guy who's been lights out. Obviously, it didn't work out. He had 7 walks going into the game, walked 3 guys last night.
And that's why I would have done it. He doesn't walk guys.
It was really weird that he had no command. And Karinchak walked 3 last night,
I know
too.
he did.
So
every one of the innings from 6, 7, 8, and 9, the Royals left 2 guys on base in all of those innings.
The Royals are terrible. I mean, they got a terrible lineup besides Salvador Perez.
But they're big leaguers, too.
And Bobby Witt.
To your point,
I love Bobby.
I feel like Boone has pulled Chapman when he just can't.
Yeah, but Chapman's having a terrible year.
No, but before this year, throughout his career. But I also think Clase's a young guy, and you got to give him a chance to figure it out.
He's not as young. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to do it 2 years ago, but he is so established as the best closer in the game right now.
I don't think you take out a closer.
You're not going to dink his confidence. To me, his body language and his face said this to me: "Get me the hell out of here. I can't find it. I can't find it." Well, and there's nothing worse as a pitcher.
I think you give him a chance.
Not trusting your location.
Yeah.
And he didn't trust it last night.
And I don't think you're hurting his confidence.
No, you're just trying to win this game.
He hasn't been in this position very many times where he can't command and he can't. So let him figure it out.
So you would have taken him out?
No,
I would
let him fight through.
I let him figure it out because.
And Terry's never going to take him out by the way.
I need him in the big spots down the stretch. If he can't get it done, we're not going to the playoffs anyway.
Look, to your point, there are nights that you just don't have it.
Right.
And when Hentges came in the other night and threw 4 out of the first 5 for balls, I felt he doesn't have it. Now, I know sometimes you got to give a guy 10, 15 pitches. I have never, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure I've watched it before. I can't remember a time when I watched 10 out of 11 pitches from a guy who's known for his command be balls, and not just borderline balls. Now, there was a call there that he didn't get. The 12th pitch was at the top of the zone. He didn't get it.
Yeah, well, when you've thrown 10 of 11 balls,
you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it, regardless of your reputation. But it was obvious right away that he was struggling and it wasn't going to end well.
So all you need is like one double play ball.
Right.
And I kept saying
that. If he
gets a ground ball, he's out of the inning. But when it was second and after the base hit to tie it, I knew God, right hand to God, I just finished my workout. I told my wife, I'm not going to watch. I'm going to take a shower.
Yeah. What's funny
because I knew how it was going to end.
It's better now that he do it now than in the playoffs. It's kind of like when LeBron used to miss them free throws, and you'd be like, man, LeBron shoots 60%. But when the playoffs come, you say, well,
we don't know what this guy's going to be.
They haven't made the playoffs yet.
Yeah, we don't know what he's going to be in the postseason.
Even Mariano Rivera would have a bad couple of days.
You're right.
I think he's fine.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm not worried about him, because again, if he falls apart in the last month, then
we're done.
They're done anyway.
Guys, we just saw the tweet from John. They scored 1 run. You got to score.
Yeah, you're playing the Royals.
I put it all on the offense. You're playing a horrible team.
The offense has been bad, and
you couldn't get anything going.
Twins got swept in a doubleheader. They never beat the Yankees.
No, and now the White Sox and the Twins
both
are
2
games out. 12 of the next 15.
16. 12 of 16.
I thought it was 15, but okay, 12 of I thought it was 15. Either way, they've got 12 games in the next 2 weeks against the teams that are going to decide. This is the season.
That's why I said starting next week, the 15th to the 22nd, it's all Twins and White Sox. It's like 8 in a row.
Well, I mean, they're off today, but tomorrow they start a series with.
They got
with
3
the
in
Twins,
Minnesota,
and then they come home.
Then they come home, 3 with the Angels, and then
with
5 with Minnesota in 4 days.
That's big.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the one.
First they play 1 game against the White Sox at home, then 3 with the Angels, then 5 with the Twins, and then they go to Chicago for 3.
And I think we'll have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
The cream will. And here's my fear. My fear is, and I know that you asked me yesterday, you still confident they're going to make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Last week. And I rattled off a bunch of reasons why, but at the time, the White Sox were 5 games out. Mm-hmm. My fear here is all year long, everybody has told
Where
you.
are the White Sox?
The White Sox are the team.
Yeah.
The White Sox are the team. It's interesting, La Russa now is out. I'm not sure that he's beloved in that dugout.
I don't think they like him
I
at
don't
all.
think they like him.
No.
It's interesting to me that he's gone, and all of a sudden you look at the standings, and the White Sox, who were 5 out a week ago, are 2 out, and they have to be feeling pretty good about their chances.
And they have a good
now.
rotation.
They have a really
Were you
good
watching
rotation.
that game the other night? Were you guys watching when Dylan Cease had the no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th?
I was following it on my phone.
Yeah.
I saw he lost it with 2 outs in the 9th. Is he Cy Young this year?
I
No.
think he.
No.
You don't think so?
Verlander and McClanahan.
They're both
Verlander-
both hurt.
Yeah,
They're both hurt.
I still think
I
they've
think
had better
Cease
years.
has had an
I think
incredible
if
year.
those guys miss the rest of the season, I think
If
Cease
they
is going
don't
to win
pitch
it.
again.
I
He's
may
right
agree
there.
with you.
Especially
In 3
if
weeks.
he's right there.
If he's dynamic for them down the
Yeah.
stretch against the Guardians,
You
and
might
And
be
they
right.
win the division.
he's got the. I think it's his to lose.
I think
Them losing-
Verlander
with
had
them
it before he
losing
got
the last
hurt.
Month, I might have a different answer.
But it's
3 weeks from
but
now.
either way, he's in the top 3. I mean, he's right
been
there.
phenomenal,
Yeah.
and all year long it's been kind of the Guardians and the Twins. But anybody who knows
Right.
baseball
We
has been
kept
saying
waiting for the White
White
Sox.
Sox are the
Yeah.
team.
And finally, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I think the White Sox are finally done.
I
and
said that
since
too. They
then,
were 5 out.
Right, and since then
And all the
they've
injuries.
played better.
Tony
right.
La Russa goes away, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
now they're 2
Right.
out with a
And-
chance to be in first place by the end of this week.
And by the way, the Indians or the Guardians changed their rotation for this week, and they moved everybody up because they have
Yeah,
the
I
off
saw
day.
that. Do we know why?
Well,
Jay?
because now you could have all your 3 top starters pitching against the Twins.
I guess, but
It's not short rest because they have an off day
yeah,
today.
the off day today
So
helps.
you're going to
Is
have.
this their last off day the rest of the year?
It's their last. Well, I don't know. It's the last off day in this 16-game stretch. I'm not sure about the last week. I think it might be.
They gave up the off day for the White Sox reschedule.
I think it
But
might
isn't
be.
there another rescheduled game that
With Kansas City,
I
maybe?
remember it being in September, and it was late in September, and I thought they're not going to have any days off to close the year.
You may be right.
But they do play the Royals at home like 17 times in a row.
I don't understand. How did that happen that they're playing
I know
6 games
that is
at home?
super bizarre. Have you ever seen that before?
No.
I've
Is
never
that
seen it
scheduled,
either.
Or is that a rain maker?
No, it's scheduled. It was scheduled that way, as far as I know.
They do have an off day September 26th, by the
Okay.
way. They have one more off day before
Okay,
the end
and
of the season.
now are you looking at the schedule that was put out at the beginning of the year, though, or are you looking at like a schedule that would
Is
be
it on
updated?
MLB.com?
I'm
yeah.
listening to Anthony, who says he's looking at CBS, who says it does update.
Okay. As long as it updates. Well, that's one off day the rest of the year. And by the way, if a game gets rained out, then they would be off that day, but then that 26th date would be filled.
Right.
It's
or a doubleheader.
I do like the closing the year with 6 against the Royals
Yeah.
at home. I think that is
That's huge.
perfect.
But they
for
play
us.
Tampa Bay right before that. Who's,
I know.
You know,
Tampa Bay's
obviously got
struggling.
Tampa Bay's only 5 behind the Yankees, though.
I know.
which is
Which the Yankees had a huge lead.
they were
they're
up by
talking about-
13 or 14
They're
games.
talking about firing Cashman now. Ken Rosenthal just wrote for us that they may have to look at.
He's been there 20-something years.
I know.
The Yankees have been abysmal, and I cannot say
You know what,
abysmal
though?
with
Like,
enough emphasis.
They've been dinged too. They've had a lot of injuries.
They just
and
Yeah, but not as many as like the Twins and White Sox have
you
had
know
a
what?
lot more.
I don't really think it matters much.
All you got to do is get in the playoffs.
Get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Is Judge going to hit more than 61?
What are you, 50?
He's at 55.
55.
I think he's going to get there.
Why would anybody pitch to him right now? Nobody else on
I
that
know.
team can hit.
And they are pitching to him.
Their lineup's a disaster besides him right
It's
now.
kind of
Before we do final takes,
Yeah.
a Judge stat that was kind of cool. He's the first Yankee since Babe Ruth to score 100% of his team's runs in a 2-game stretch against the.
By the way, as much as I love, as much
He
as
had
I
3
love
solo home runs, the
Ohtani,
only 3 runs they scored.
as much as I love Ohtani, and I know he's pitching too, I'm still voting for Aaron Judge for MVP.
That's going to be a really interesting race.
And by the way,
who
for
do
the
you have,
pe-
Jason?
Jeff Passan swung me to Ohtani with this tweet
Yeah.
of showing like
I
Mookie
saw
Betts
that.
stat line,
Yep.
Aaron Judge stat line. I think it was McClanahan
Well,
stat line
yep.
and Ohtani stat
But
line.
here's
Yeah, and
thing,
when you
though.
look at
It's
it,
unbelievable.
Then
it's
we
unbelievable
might as
because you're
well-
getting that out of one guy.
I know.
That we might as well just give him the award every year.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
There it
listen,
is.
that was my argument with LeBron. He
Listen,
had
there it
years
is.
in there. He
If he
should have won it.
plays
Yep,
at
there
the
it is.
level that he's playing right now, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's the only guy that can do it.
I always thought the MVP should be a hitter and the Cy Young should be the pitcher. That's how I thought, but whatever. I mean, it's an unusual circumstance. I just think as much as usually I don't factor in the record, but the Angels suck. He's playing under no pressure at all. Aaron Judge has to carry the most scrutinized team in all of baseball.
There's a producer upstairs at Channel 3 that has one of 5 rookie cards Ohtani's rookie cards
Yeah.
with a signature on it. So it was put out by Topps, and they were labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has number 1.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you're sitting on a lottery ticket there.
Yeah.
Because if he has longevity and he can continue to play at this level, he's changing the game. There's nobody else that can do what he's doing, and there are other guys that can hit not maybe as many home runs as Judge. We have a lot of home run hitters. We've got a lot of dominant pitchers, but nobody's doing the same thing.
Both.
I don't think. By the way, does anybody else even have 40 home runs in baseball? I don't think so.
I don't know that
nobody
they
in the
do.
National
And
League does.
bad job of the people not pitching to Aaron Judge. Come on, man. If baseball wants to be
They are
known-
pitching
No,
to
they
him,
are
though.
pitching.
I'm just saying, why
Yeah.
would
Judge has 19 more home runs than anyone else in Major League.
That's
It's
amazing.
stunning.
That's crazy.
I don't know why you would pitch around him. Like, come on, bro. This is for a record. Like, I feel like you should be mandated by rules.
Yeah,
but
but
we get
Guardians
mad
are
at-
playing him, and it's 2-1 in the 7th inning,
No.
and the bases are empty, and there's 2 outs. He's not seeing a pitch. I'm
wouldn't-
just pointing to first base.
I think it's lame to purposely pitch around him just to not give up the home run. But I don't have a problem with pitching around him because it's a smart baseball move.
No, that's when you do
Yeah.
it. That's when you pitch around.
I
him.
mean, that's we don't
And, you know,
want
look-
you don't want to hand guys records. They got to earn it.
I mean, Bonds was getting walked 3-4 times intentionally too.
Right. Everybody was scared of Bonds. They were
That was
walking.
crazy.
Bonds got walked with the bases loaded.
yeah, I know.
multiple
it did.
times.
I
Yeah.
will never
And-
see that
and
ever
you know
again.
what?
Yep.
We'll
Ever.
never see that
And,
again.
and it worked. Like,
right, because you were like, I'd rather give up 1 run than 4.
And I think Madden did it once, and I think there was one other manager that
Oh, it
did
hap- yeah, it
But
happened a couple of times.
In the situations that I was watching,
Yeah.
it was not only was the smart move at the time,
Yeah.
but it panned out.
I mean, you never know what he would have done. He
Yeah,
might have hit into a double play.
You don't, but,
possibly,
we do have the benefit of the results of what the guys behind
That's
him
true.
ended up doing.
How
That's
many
true.
home runs would he have had if he just got walked half
90.
as less?
Oh my.
90. If you take his at-bats, his home runs per at-bat, he had over 200 walks.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you take his home runs per at-bat
Yeah.
that he averaged in, and by the way, he was walked 200 times. He set the record for the most intentional walks. But if you go back and you look at the reel of his home runs, a lot of them were horrible pitches.
Right.
He wasn't getting,
Yeah.
he got no
And he
tube
didn't have a great
shots.
lineup around him. I mean, Jeff Kent was behind him, who was a
He
really
had some
good hitter.
protection
But
for a period of that time,
Yeah.
but
That's
he was hitting
crazy.
pitches that were below his knees.
yeah.
That's crazy.
He was hitting pitches that were inside, like he loves the inside pitch, but there were a lot of times he was hitting
turning-
pitches that were off the plate and he was
Yeah.
hitting them out.
His bat speed was ridiculous. I was like, how are you getting to that?
I know.
Mm.
And a lot of
here's-
guys just dismiss it for the PEDs. There were a
Yeah.
lot of guys using PEDs
Right,
in that
they
era.
weren't hitting as many
and
home
they weren't
runs as
hitting
him.
73
That's
home
right.
runs either.
Here is the wrap up on this conversation before final takes, but this, I think, puts what Ohtani's doing into context with the Angels. This is a tweet that went viral a couple of days ago. Every time I see an Angels highlight, it's like Mike Trout hits 3 home runs, raises his average to 528, while Shohei Ohtani did something that hasn't been done since Tungsten Arm O'Doyle of the 1921 Akron Groomsmen.
I get it. I love
And the
Shohei.
Tigers defeated the Angels 8-3.
Good old
I
Tungsten.
I
That's been
understand,
around
but
for a while.
Shohei
It's
Ohtani's
hilarious.
playing under no pressure. I love the guy. I want him on my team anytime. He's playing with no pressure. The team stinks.
I don't care. He's doing things that have never been done.
Yeah,
in the
that's
history.
why I do it.
But-
So a
but
lot of
nobody's
guys
rude.
won't vote for an MVP if their team's not in the playoffs, which I thought. I would think, wasn't there a
I
year
generally
where
don't believe in that
Durham,
philosophy.
wasn't there a year where Durham with the Cubs, they were a
Andre
hor-
Dawson.
Andre Dawson.
Yeah.
And
His numbers were just so much better than
I
everybody
know, but
else.
this is that case. It's
So-
an outlier. It has
But
to be
Aaron
an
Judge
outlier.
is better than Ohtani
So if
offensively.
Ohtani
Okay,
didn't
but
win it last year, would you
Ohtani's
vote
better
for
as a
him this
pitcher.
year?
I know that, but
No, if he didn't win it last year, would you vote for him this year? Ohtani.
Yes.
no, I would not vote for him this year. But I understand why people do. It's
Wait,
almost
because he won it last year?
No, I just think Judge is having such a magnificent season
Right.
that I'm choosing unfairly maybe to disregard the pitching staff.
Yes, it's
Hey,
unfair.
Jason
That is
has-
unfair.
Jason has a final take.